Hey, what's going on, guys? Adam here with BrakeBank. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about differentials real quick. So it's more common to see welded diffs when first getting into drifting or anything like that. It's much cheaper versus an LSD or like an aftermarket LSD or anything like that. And it's much more reliable than most factory LSDs. Even the factory LSDs we wind up welding because they tend to be unreliable. So here we actually have a diff that was welded but we don't know who, and we know that a lot of people try to weld their diffs at home. This is something you could go pick up a welder at Harbor Freight and try to do this yourself. So we at least want to give you guys some insight on what not to do and how to do this correctly. So here we have a diff that's been slightly under welded, and during a clutch kick it actually cracked the welds, and it seems like it may have spit a piece of metal through the back of the casing. So clearly that was not a good day and probably ended somebody's track day here. And that may have resulted in the diff being on my bench today. So here you can see they just welded a small bead over here and then kind of just tacked the corners together, but they didn't fully weld everything. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go back through this, and then you guys can see the before and after. So a little bit about our welder. We have a Hobart 140. So this runs on 110. This is like something you could run at home. We have a 25% carbon dioxide, 75% argon mixture. That is our shielding gas, and that's gonna keep our weld really clean. You're gonna wanna make sure that you weld this with something with a shielding gas. If you try to use flux core, it's just gonna spit and spatter and probably create a really porous weld. So definitely I recommend gas. Now we're gonna turn our welder up all the way, crank our wire speed up a little bit. We're gonna get going. This diff welded up the way that I like. I have all of the gears welded, all the spider gears welded to the actual body of the diff in all of the valleys. So everywhere that the gear is right next to the body, it's fully welded in there. All of the corners are fully stitched together. So now this is going to be much stronger. It takes a little bit longer and it's a little bit more of a process, but now we know it's reliable, it's not going to crack, it's not going to have any problems. Now obviously, as I forgot to mention before, you want to make sure that your diff is nice and clean. Now these things do weld dirty, so there's a lot of slag and everything that gets all over, no matter how clean you get it, just because of the nature of the beast. So make sure you clean it very well after you're done welding it, or if you get one welded, make sure you change the oil after 500 miles, 1,000 miles. Make sure you change that oil so that you get the rest of the slag out. And then put some fresh fluid in there, and then go hit the track. We'll see you guys next time.